What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys so much for coming back for yet another video. And this midweek quickie, guys, it's not going to be so much a devotional or anything of that nature. I just want to kind of talk to you about getting our mind set for summertime. Right now, currently in the making of this video, we are just now starting May. And it's time to get our cool season lawns behind us. It's looking really good. We've had that spring green up in March and April, and now we're getting into May, and we're really getting into some of the heat of the summer. It's the beginning parts. Now, here in North Carolina, we're in the transition zone. So having a cool season lawn is perfectly fine, but we have to deal with the heat of the summer. And we're talking about mid-May onwards to August, September. We've got really strong heat happening. So I want to kind of talk about what I've experienced last year and what I'm planning to do this year. We've kind of briefly talked about this, but I thought it would be great for a midweek quickie video to help somebody out there who's like me. You've just planted your GCI or your Jonathan Green seed from this past fall of 2020, and your yard is looking awesome. And you're just like, man, I got this. We're good. That's exactly how I felt. Everything was looking great. And then I remember, specifically, I remember one point coming back from the beach from last year, and it was like, oh my God, what happened? Nobody was there to water. I don't have an irrigation system, but there was just patches of dead grass all over my yard. And I'm like, what happened? Like, I didn't water for 1 week and my grass is completely dead. And so I would encourage you, I'm going to try to link it in the top. I don't know if it's going to be this corner or this corner, but go back and watch my August update video. I was just in there watching it, like, man, look how terrible just the heat just destroyed my fescue yard. My GCI cool blue, my GCI turf type tall fescue, the sun just demolished it. The strip over here by our cars, look at that section of that video. It just melted it away. So if this is the first time you've ever planted a premium seed this past 2020 and you're coming into your first summer with a decent, awesome looking yard, you need to pay attention to what we're talking about here, because I don't want you, if you're in North Carolina especially, Virginia, you get heat like this as well. It may not be as intense, but pretty close. In other parts, the further south you go, you're more in the warm season lawns. But right now, as I currently talk to you, it's cloudy. We're praying to God for rain today. We are officially in a mini drought here in North Carolina. I think Mr. Kevin was talking to me, and he can correct it down low. I think he said this was the third or fifth. I think he said the third driest April of all time in history. And I said, of course, Kevin, you plant your new yard, and here it's the third driest April. We get no rain. So I've been running my sprinkler to keep it as green as what you guys can see. But I can't continue to do that. So we're praying. We've got a chance for rain the next 3 days. I've been looking at the radar, and it looks like it may happen today. So anyways, let's talk about what we want to talk about: preparing for heat and how to get our lawn prepared for it. So one of the things that's going to help you in this fight is this. Does anybody know what it is before I tell you? Soil probe. That's right. So we use this to get a soil sample. I just got mine. I've needed it. Finally bought one. But this is where, you're going to stick it in the ground. You're going to get your soil sample for what? For a soil test. That's the main thing I'm trying to get across to you, a soil test. A soil test in May, I highly recommend right now. Get your Yard Mastery, Soil Savvy, whatever brand you want to get, do a soil test. Why would I need to do a soil test, Mr. Ferguson? Well, I failed to do that. And had I done it around this time last year, I might have been smart enough to figure out that I was low on potassium in my yard. Now, that is the third number in our big three on our fertilizer. Nitrogen, we got phosphorus, and then we've got potassium or potash, one of the two. So the third number in our big three. So we know nitrogen is growth, promotes growth and green up. The middle number, it's for root growth. That's why starter fert has that big middle number. And our third number is potassium, which is stress relief. Well, if I would have done a soil test last year, I would have seen that my yard was super low in potassium. So when the sun kicked in and the heat kicked in, guess what? Clueless Mr. Ferguson, rookie mistake that I will not make this year, my yard burnt up. Came back from the beach. It had no, basically your defenses were low in my yard. My defenses were low in my grass, and it had very little potassium to be able to fight and to fight back and have stress relief from the sun. So I want to load this sucker up this May and June. We don't want to put a lot of nitrogen, but we want to get down potassium, and the CK will help for sure, the 005 CK, as well as the Summer Stress Blend 7020. That's why it's 7, a little bit of nitrogen for a little bit of growth, a little bit of green up, but the 20 for potassium to really allow the grass to fight and have a fighting chance against the summer heat. So keep that in mind. If you're, again, I can't say this enough. I want, and the reason why I'm repeating this is because I don't want you guys to make the same mistake I made. That's why I'm making this channel. I'm telling you my experiences, how I failed, telling you everything so that you don't make the same mistake. Sometimes we learn the hard way, but buy the soil test, 40 bucks, whatever it is, 35 bucks. Get your soil sample, send it in. Look, we'll talk about it when I got a soil test coming right now. It's in the mail. So when we get it, we'll be doing that here on the video at some point. We'll show the videos, how to read it, but we are going to make sure this yard has a fighting chance. Now, the second thing I can tell you that I've learned already is that the Kentucky bluegrass does make the yard look a little bit darker, but I've also noticed more withering of the blades, like we've talked about, basically stress areas in my yard. I don't see it today because guess what? Yesterday, Sunday, I was out here with the sprinkler for about 2 hours, just in this section right here in the backyard, just letting the sprinkler fly. I've had to water more this year than I ever did last year. And I believe it's because the Kentucky bluegrass does require more water. So keep that in mind. If you're like, yeah, I want to get cool blue, but it's hot, we can do it. Pete does it. Well, Pete might have a well as well, so he's not on city water. So keep that in mind. I think next year I'm gonna really debate whether to go to cool blue or just to go back to GCI turf type tall fescue. I don't know. I've not made up my mind, but I've never seen it stress out as much this early in May that I can recall from last year. But then again, we've had a very slow rain, or excuse me, a lack of rain this April and coming into May. But also I have Kentucky bluegrass, which requires more water. So it may have been a perfect storm. No rain, a grass that needs more water, and the combination of both those things just made stress out a whole lot, and I've had to water more. So keep that in mind. I hope this helps somebody out. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to this midweek quickie. Just want to, since it's a cloudy, possibly getting rain day, just want to finish with showing you the yard. I did the slanted cut, as you can maybe sort of see. The yard is looking awesome. All of our extra mulch we actually put under there, the swing set over there. It wasn't much, but anyways, we still got to do the pine straw back here behind the play set for the kids. We did, if you didn't see the last video, I thought it was a really good video. I don't think I was in it, but except for the end, which was a first. But yeah, the mulch beds are looking awesome. The grass is looking good, as you see. No stressing out currently with no direct sunlight today. That should definitely help the grass. But anyways, we've got a lot going on. We've completed a lot of projects. It feels good. I want to get that pine straw here very soon. I need to get the mower, chop down these weeds a little bit lower than what I did, drop the mower down, and then spray it one more time with some Roundup or some Ace Hardware equivalent glyphosate. And then we're going to try to get straw over there. I think that's going to look awesome, even for the summertime. But anyways, thank you guys so much for coming and watching this midweek quickie. I hope you've enjoyed it. And just as a little clue, we may be dropping the hat giveaway word this next video. So you want to stay tuned to the channel. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your week. We'll see you Friday.